Here we are, approaching mid-January. And I want to ask you, are you continuing to stay committed to the goals you set for yourself as the new year began? Were your goals to adopt a healthier diet? Lose those pounds that may have crept on while working from home? Did you commit to being more active? Have you been improving your nighttime routine so you get deeper and more restful sleep? Are you drinking less wine and more water? Maybe your goals were to become more aligned with the universe. Maybe you started a meditation practice in an effort to become more grounded and more mindful. What all these intentions have in common is that they ask you to change. And I know that change can be daunting and that it requires letting go of what is most familiar. That which is familiar is not only safe, but when we're talking about behaviors put into place as a way to cope with triggering situations, emotionally charged situations, we often face resistance to change, even if we know those behaviors are creating negative consequences with regard to our health and emotional well-being. You see, most often the resistance is subconscious because the reward from the behavior, self-soothing, is so very powerful. In order to create long-term, sustainable change, it's important that we embody the behavior we want to adopt. What I'm referring to is becoming the change we want to see. We start by clearing the clutter created by toxic beliefs we carry. It's an emotional detox of sorts. We do that by learning to listen to the wisdom of our bodies, paying close attention to what we're hungry for. We do that by silencing the voice of negative self-talk, understanding that there may be some undigested issues standing in the way of our ability to let go and lighten up. We do that by cultivating the voice of loving and compassionate reason. And we do that by understanding that what we eat is only half the story of good health. The other half is who we are as eaters and what our bodies are doing with what we're feeding it. You see, you have a unique physiology. It's different than mine. Your physiology is crafted by your genetics, your history, that's your story, and a complex system that makes up your microbiome, which is as unique as your fingerprint. That microbiome, the bioterrain, that is the foundation for so much of your well-being. I know that you know how to diet, but I am here to tell you now that you can lose the fear and confusion surrounding how to eat. Change need not be difficult when you realize it's more about letting go. It's a process that happens bit by bit. You can be the change you want to see. Shifting from fearing what food will do to you really begins the moment you decide that you want freedom and empowered choice. You want it more than you want to be thinner. You want it more than you want your body to look a certain way. And there will no doubt be triggers towards restrictive thoughts and compulsive behaviors along the way. There will be no doubt struggles with body image, pulls towards diet culture, and a desire to control. But when you decide that your mental health is more valuable than trying to control your food and body at all costs, when you prioritize your well-being over whatever rationalization for dieting that your fear brain has come up with that day, you can finally do honest, effective work towards healing your relationship with food and, yes, with your body. And that's when you're really on your way. See, I know of what I write. I've been where you are, caught up in the abyss, the ambivalence of wanting to go forward, putting my foot on the gas, but keeping one on the brake to maintain control. Every moment that we make a choice to put our wellness first, over our compulsive desire to control is a moment that we stand for and move towards our own liberation. Remember, eating disorders are not a choice. Restricting is not a choice. Binging is not a choice. Purging is not a choice. But you can choose healing. You can choose recovery. You need not continue to put yourself last, and you can choose what's best for you in every moment. The moments you choose you add up, and trust me, every one of them is worth celebrating. You are worth celebrating. Can you make this about digging deep and honoring your intention to step into the best version of yourself? I'm inviting you today to invest in yourself by enrolling in my highly acclaimed course, Stop Fearing Food and Start Loving Your Body, an unconventional approach to say goodbye to your disordered eating for good. It's nothing short of transformational. By doing so, you won't miss out on the videos and transcripts that inspire and educate, where I share the intimate details that drove me to explore and embrace a recovered life. You'll get insight into what's driving your relationship with food. You'll learn tools to rely on to manage the triggers, and you'll feel empowered, there's that word again, to choose a nutrition and lifestyle protocol that speaks to your uniqueness, your extraordinary uniqueness. When you sign up, you get all this: 8 modules detailing my 7-step signature framework as videos and transcripts. You get workbook and worksheets to keep you accountable and focused. You get membership in our private Facebook group, monthly live coaching calls with me, and you get an essential oil specifically chosen for your mind, body, and soul healing. Make that investment. Enroll today. The link is in the copy below. And if you've thought about enrolling before, take note of our drastically reduced price. I want everybody to have a chance to experience this lasting transformation. Today is your chance to save big on what can be the last program you'll ever need to get you on your path to healing. No more sitting on the fence or putting yourself last. I know your inbox is flooded with offers, and I also know these last few years have been tough, and the thought of reaching into your pocket to spend on yourself may not be a priority. But I also know that you're here with me today because you're motivated by need and desire. Can you imagine being inspired by the possibilities of freedom from a relationship with food that's holding you hostage? How will it feel to live with a mindset of abundance rather than one of scarcity? In these early days of the new year, I find myself reflecting on my own, as well as your very special journey to wellness and a fully nourished life. I am so very grateful and looking forward to inspiring you and being inspired by you to be the change. Breathe, stay safe with love and care. I'm Mindy Gorman-Pletzer, and this is the Freedom Promise.